Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Captain Clyde's MTG. Today, we've got movers and shakers as Avatar and, well, the Pro Tour are really starting to shake things up. And I think we probably ought to look at, well, what's feeling some interesting card spikes, we'll say. So before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Comments down below will feed that YouTube algorithm. Just watch the channel, so all I really need you to do. But if you want to become a subscriber, like my boy Brandon and Sawyer, it's greatly appreciated. It helps out the channel. And they are kind of cute, not gonna lie. Cute little fellows. Anyway, moving on. Links in the description, eBay TCG player. Also down there, you'll find some other stuff. In eBay, you can find a special 1-inch enamel pin. Help support the shop. Go buy you one. That pin is also available in Whatnot. That's right. Use this code. Get you free $15. Go buy something. And come hang out every Friday and Saturday, guaranteed, around 8 or 9. Come check us out. Buy something. If not, just hang out and say hey and watch all the sweet card openings. Because I have a serious problem with opening packs, and this is the only way I can fuel that apparent addiction. So anyway. Also, don't forget the Otaku Shop. Christmas is getting really, really close. 10% off the code Captain Clyde. Buy that Sweet Geek. I like that. Sweet Geek. In your life, a sweet anime item, or 2 or 3 or lots if you really love them. Because the more you buy, the more you love, right? Anyway. They got lots of good stuff. I buy it all the time. So, go check them out. Now, with all that said and done, let's take a look at all the card movers and shakers of the last couple weeks. So this one's everybody's already, I think, pretty well aware of, but I wanted to put it on there to give it its time in the sun. Electro Assaulting Battery on Spider-Man. It spiked about a week ago, I believe. However, we were in the middle of the box opening series, and I was busy doing other things, so didn't get a chance to report on how sweet this card was and how much it spiked by. I did predict how good this card would be. Anyway. So yeah, with all the Avatar stuff coming out, with firebending and all that other stuff, this card has really taken center stage, not just in several decks, but just in its ability to utilize the firebending ability from several standpoints, and for lots of different things too. I mean, let's not forget that as well. So, welcome, Electro. You have arrived. Now, moving on, we also have Braid of Fire, as if people didn't realize this thing would go up. Apparently they didn't. And that also goes for me, or I would have bought some of this fucking thing, because I forgot this thing existed, because there's too many damn magic cards. But anyway, this is from Cold Snap, a red and 1 enchantment, cumulative upkeep of 1 red to your mana pool. Now, you may think, oh my god, this is amazing. Why don't everybody play this? Keyword there, upkeep. Your mana pool empties at the end of your upkeep, so unless you're cast an instance, you ain't using its mana. However, with Electro and the Fire Lord and other cards like it, it's becoming really easy for red to, let's say, cast this card and get some serious use out of it with almost no drawbacks. So, yeah, this thing has got expensive quick, and I don't see it getting cheap anytime soon. Unless they reprint it. Kind of hope they do. This is kind of out of control. And I want one. Anyway. So, moving on. Next we have Twinning Staff. So, this is an interesting one from Commander Streets of New Capenna. This thing has exploded from around $6 up to around 60. We'll say 60. Hell, around up. Math's hard. Again, Avatar cards are causing this thing to spike. Yes, it's only 3 to play. If you copy a spell 1 or more times, instead copy it an additional time, that's cool and all. However, 7 mana to activate to copy your spell, if you don't already have something else copying it, makes it almost impossible to use. Now, this will trigger without the staff being used itself, but if the staff triggers and then you trigger the staff again, it gets out of control quick and very exponentially. Now, the key with this and why it's important because of Airbender is, well, that's right, you guessed it, the Fire Lords and Firebending. Generating 7 mana when you swing so you can cast, I don't know, Lightning Bolt is, pretty easy. And then when you do things like, I don't know, make a whole bunch of red mana, tap, cast Lightning Bolt, or I'm sorry, you tap to attack, generate all this Firebending mana, and then proceed to cast a Lightning Bolt with it, which you then proceed to copy with this card, which then proceeds to copy in an extra time. And you bolt your opponent for 9. That's a mild reaction. There are tons of other things that do other weird shenanigans just like this that once you start copying get way, way out of control. Not to mention this in a Ral deck that has the ability to copy spells or any other cards that copy spells when you cast them. Combined with this and Firebending becomes a big, big deal. So yeah, this thing's a little pricey. I'm gonna go see if I got these. Norin the Wary, again, Fire Lord. Pushing this card up to the $50 range, making the foils 100. Basically, the Fire Lord says he gets +1/+1 counter if something comes in from exile. You literally, with the Fire Lord, can just cast spells repeatedly and make this guy bounce in and out of the battlefield over and over again, stacking +1/+1 counters on your Fire Lord. And, yeah, that's pretty dope. When you swing with your Fire Lord, who's a 3/3 or whatever his power is. And then with all the mana you produce, you cast 4 spells, and all of a sudden he's like an 8/8. Shit's getting real. So, yeah. This has got real popular, and also, it is Norin the Wary, which means you can't kill this fucker. I've tried. Jesus Christ, is it hard to kill this fucker. You have to counterspell him, at best. Jesus. Anyway, moving on. Next, we have Neheb the Eternal. So, again, Firebending. I'm noticing a theme. Neheb the Eternal, when he comes in, he has a flick 3, cool and all. Beginning of your post-combat main phase, you add 1 red to your mana pool for each 1 life your opponent has lost this turn. When mana doesn't leave during the turns, and the fact that, well, when you start swinging with firebending creatures that are big, so big, you start producing exponential amounts of mana. For example, in the first main phase, if you have Neheb out, you bolt your opponent. You have just Dark Ritualed for red and dealt your opponent 3 damage. This thing is about to be a menace. And it's been reprinted several times, meaning that it's going to be very easy to come by and very hard to not play against. So, hoo boy. Everybody out there who ever got a Neheb, congratulations. This thing is apparently boss now. No longer a bulk rare. All right, next we have on the list Catalyst Stone. So here's another one that everybody forgot about. 2 colorless from Odyssey. Flashback spells cost up to 2 less to cast. Cool story. Flashback costs your opponents. Flashback costs your opponents pay cost 2 more. So, flashback spells and things that gain flashback from spell effects have made this card very, very popular. You notice it has went from $1 to $15. And yes, that does say heavy play. That is the cheapest version of it at heavy play. If you want one that has been mangled by a toddler, it's probably going to cost you somewhere in the realm of $30 or more. So, good luck with that. And I'm honestly just guesstimating because I didn't want to look to see how much the one that was in good shape really would cost, because it makes me sad. Because I remember I used to throw these away because I'd open it and be like, what the fuck is this thing? And now I'm about to settle. I'm a little sad about it. I'm not going to lie. Just, poor life choices. Anyway, moving on. Longshot Rebel Bowman. Again, a red card in Avatar. This is for the Eternal formats, though, which means, you guessed it, Commander. Red and 3 for a 3/3 reach. Doesn't seem all that hot until you read. Non-creature spells cost 1 less to cast. Cool story. 4 mana, not so great. Then you read, when you cast a non-creature spell, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Each opponent. Playing against 3 people? Cool. Everybody gets a shock. It's the Oprah Winfrey of shocks. Every time you cast a non-creature spell, you get a shock, he gets a shock, everybody gets a shock. This thing is a menace and will probably get you killed once you play it in Commander against a group of people. So put that out there. However, if you got a lot of spells to play and you want to be a menace, this is definitely the card for you. I mean, to be fair, 4 mana 3/3 with reach is not the worst thing in the world. When you start stacking on all the extra abilities, this is a little bit out of control. Next, we have the Tidal Barracuda. This thing is popular, again, for lots of reasons. Mainly, blue 3 for a 3/4. Cool story. Any player may cast spells as though they had flash. That seems really good, but counterproductive when everybody can do it. Except it says, your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. So guess what? Everybody's spells gets flash, except for everybody else's spells but yours. That makes no sense. I don't know why it's worded that way, but it works. So, yeah. It's so weird. Moving on. Anyhow, this thing has continued to rise in price, and now it's popping the $20 mark because, well, when everybody can cast spells at instant speed, except on your turn, it's a bit of an advantage. It's also a 3/4 and hard to kill. And also, it does a pretty good job of a beat stick, not gonna lie. Blocks well, too. Next, we have, well, you haven't been watching Pro Tour, this fucking menace, Artisan's Talent. Used to be around, $4 to $5, maybe $6. Yeah, you're looking at that right. Fucking 50. 50. I think it's come back since then. It's probably around $30 is what I actually looked when I went and looked for the actual pricing, because $30 is way better than 50 in a weird sort of math way. But still way better than the $6 or $7 it was at, and this thing is, well, going to be in standard decks forever now. Because if you haven't watched the Pro Tour this weekend, this thing in the Izzet deck is insane. Yeah, because apparently, and we'll do a video on that later, everybody loves decks that just instant kill instead of actually playing Magic these days. So yeah, whatever. Next, we have Boomerang Basics going up. Calm down, it's not a lot. It's about $4 for the normal uncommon, which, to be fair, is a shit ton. Considering it was less than $1. Have the foil coming in at 9, and this also goes back to, well, Pro Tour and other things that lets you just put random stuff into your hand. And if you control the permanent, you get to draw a card, i.e. pick up things like Artisan's Talent and other stuff like it to replay for value, which is where we're going with this inside the Izzet deck. It also protects old Gran. That's right, Gran Gran's going to get her own video because that woman's wilding out in the standard format, apparently. So, yeah. There you have it, guys. It might not be all of them, but it's the ones of definite note so far. So, till next time, be kind. And as always, hope to see you across from the game table. Ooh, we're in a wild place right now.